In the golden city of Ayodhya, King Dashratha lived, a king of unmatched valor, victorious in every direction, yet carrying an ocean of silent sorrow within his heart. A mighty king, yet without an heir. But his strength was never his alone. By his side stood 8 great ministers, loyal, wise, and deeply pure at heart, and guiding them all were the great sages, Vasishtha and Vamadeva, masters of sacred ancient knowledge, the quiet keepers of dharma. Determined to change the course of his fate, King Dashratha made a powerful decision. He would perform the sacred Ashwamedha Yajna, a ritual so vast, so magnificent that it could alter destiny itself. But such a ritual was not simple. It was a delicate weaving of cosmic energies. One single mistake, one slight flaw in a chant could lead to absolute disaster. And so, the king turned to his ministers and his sages, asking them to guide him, asking for perfection. The sages smiled gently, blessing his noble resolve. It was then, in the stillness of that royal court, that his trusted charioteer and wise minister, Sumantra, stepped forward. He spoke, "O king, what you seek today was foretold long ago." King Dashratha looked up, his eyes searching. "A prophecy?" Sumantra continued, "Once the divine sage Sanat Kumara spoke of your destiny. He said your sons will not be born in an ordinary way. They will arrive as if sent from the heavens themselves." A profound silence filled the room. This was no ordinary blessing. This was divine. Sumantar softly began narrating. In the deep forests, far from kingdoms and human desires, lived the sage Vibhandaka, son of the great Kashyapa. To him was born a child unlike any other. With a small horn upon his head, he was named Rishyasringa. A sage, pure and completely untouched by the world, he knew nothing of society, no cities, no worldly pleasures. His entire world was discipline, unbroken devotion, and the sacred fire. Meanwhile, far away in the land of Anga, ruled by King Romapada, a terrible calamity had struck. The skies had forgotten to weep, the rain stopped, the earth cracked and split open. Famine spread like a silent curse. Desperate, the king turned to the wise sages, asking how to save his dying people, and the answer came, clear but impossible. Bring Rishyasringa. Only his absolute purity, his sheer presence can bring back the rains. But there was a problem. The boy had never seen the outside world. He lived in absolute isolation, and his father was a fierce sage whose anger could burn forests. No one dared approach him. The ministers hesitated, pondering and waiting until they found a gentle way. Send the most beautiful courtesans, not as a worldly temptation, but as art, masters of music, masters of grace and charm. They entered the deep forest and waited. One quiet day, Rishyasringa saw them. For the first time in his life, he beheld something completely different. Curious and deeply innocent, he approached and asked, "Who are you?" They smiled and spoke to him with soothing gentleness, and slowly a pure, unspoken bond formed. They visited his peaceful hermitage, and he treated them like divine guests, offering fresh fruits and cool water with a devotion so pure that it touched their souls. To him, they were celestial beings. Before leaving, they gave him sweet delicacies, a taste he had never known in his simple life. After they left, the young sage felt restless, a quiet pull in his heart, drawn to their warmth. The next day he returned to find them, and this time he followed them out of the shadows of the forest and into the sprawling kingdom of men. The very moment Rishyasringa's feet touched the dry earth of Anga, the heavens responded. The skies roared with deep resonant thunder, dark clouds gathered and rain poured down upon the thirsty land. Life returned, the rivers swelled and the kingdom was saved. King Romapada, overwhelmed with gratitude, welcomed the young sage with deep reverence and offered him his daughter Shanta in sacred marriage. The sage, who knew nothing of the world, became beautifully intertwined with it. And with that, the tale of the distant kingdom came to an end. Sumantra paused and looked at King Dashratha. O king, if he performs the ritual, you will be blessed with sons. It was no longer just hope, it was certainty. Filled with a quiet, overwhelming joy, King Dashratha arose. His moment had finally come. He invited the pure sage Rishyasringa, and soon the sacred Ashwamedha Yajna began. Day after day, powerful chants echoed into the skies, and the sacred fire rose higher and higher, as if reaching for the heavens. But as the sacred fire rose, something far greater was set into motion. Beyond the mortal world, a cosmic gathering had formed. Gods, sages, and celestial beings all assembled in the higher realms, but their luminous faces held a shadow of fear, a deep worry, and absolute helplessness. At the center of it all sat the Creator, Brahma. The god spoke, "O Lord, there is a demon Ravana. He torments the innocent, he destroys dharma. You granted him a powerful boon, and now we are powerless against him." Brahma slowly opened his eyes, calm, knowing, undisturbed by time. "O Devas, what you say is true, but listen. In his immense arrogance, Ravana did not seek protection from humans. To him, humans were nothing less than dust, and that is his ultimate flaw." A slow warming hope began to arise among the gods. Only a human can destroy him. Slowly, every divine eye turned towards the cosmic ocean, to Lord Vishnu. "O Vishnu, take birth as a human in the golden city of Ayodhya as the son of King Dashratha. Only then can the balance of dharma be restored." A divine silence wrapped around the universe. Then Vishnu spoke, his voice like the deep ocean. "Do not fear, I will take birth, I will destroy Ravana, I will restore balance to the earth." And as this divine decision echoed through the cosmos, its effect began to unfold on earth. Back in Ayodhya, the grand yajna reached its magnificent peak. The flames rose high, bright and pure, and then, from the very heart of the sacred fire, a divine being emerged, radiant, towering, powerful, the Yajna Purusha. In his glowing hands he held a golden vessel. Inside it was a sweet celestial dessert, the very essence of divine life. "O king, this is your reward. Give it to your queens, and you shall be blessed with sons." Dashratha, completely overwhelmed, received the golden vessel with bowed head and devotion. And as softly as he appeared, the divine being vanished into the smoke. The sacred dessert was shared among the queens, Kausalya, Kaikeyi, and Sumitra. Destiny was silently unfolding, and soon they conceived. Time flowed gently. And then, on a deeply sacred day, under the most perfect alignment of stars, Queen Kausalya gave birth to a child radiant, calm, and deeply divine, Rama. Soon after, the palace echoed with more joy. Bharata, Lakshmana, and Shatrughna were born into the world. The heavens rejoiced, fragrant flowers rained from the sky, and celestial music filled the winds. Ayodhya celebrated like never before in the history of men. But far away, across the dark ocean, in the island of Lanka, a demon king still ruled in his pride.
completely unaware that his end had already begun.